Yo, JD here, and as you can see, we are back on F1 22 as always. And in today's video, we are going to be discussing a bit of news that has actually just dropped. And that is that Portimao will be making a return to the game. Obviously, we don't have it on the calendar this year, but it will be added as a update very, very shortly. And the reaction from a lot of people has been quite critical and negative. And this is something that I really would like your opinion on and feedback on, and what your thoughts are. Because a lot of people have been saying that Codemasters or EA, whichever you want to say, just isn't having the right focus when it comes to this game. And no, if you're new to my channel, then I have been quite critical of Codemasters in the past and for many, many years, because I've been playing their game since 2010, so quite a while now. And I've always said that I feel the game should be in a much better state and progression than it is right now. And my biggest issue I have with Codemasters themselves is that I think a lot of what they do is marketing and hype, and they're very good at actually marketing and hyping up the game, but I feel they really do need to be listening to a lot more of the community's feedback, because at the end of the day, sometimes the people who are actually most knowledgeable are not just consumers that you would call them, but people who are playing the game week in, week out. And now I understand that there are bugs and glitches at the start of every game release. Now, I perfectly understand that. But I do feel the problem nowadays is that gaming developers kind of overuse the concept of patches, and it's not like a book that you can just release and you can't change it. With a video game, since it's digital, you can simply just do a software update or something like that, which can then fix it. So yeah, I think a lot of developers are, not that they're not concerned, but they don't put all their resources into fixing all the fundamental and small bugs. But the problem that I have with these games is that the same bugs just keep on recurring, and sometimes not even bugs, but sometimes just a little detail, such as the sector times weren't even working at the start of the game. And I said that in the previous video. This is something that is just, you know, I don't know how that is something you could miss or would think that shouldn't be fixed. And I feel sometimes Codemasters focus their fixes on things that just aren't really that important. And I don't know if this is true, but I think in the last patch that they changed the eye color of one of the drivers or something like that, where I think there are a lot more key issues going on and bugs and fixes that need to be focused on. And that's what everyone is complaining about, because although we do get a new track, well, sorry, not a new track, it's a track we had last game, so we've already played it and it's already in the game file, so it's not like it's a completely brand new circuit. But no, we might be wrong, there might be a few updates to the track. And also I've heard that potentially China could be coming back, so these aren't brand new tracks, they have been in the games before, so it won't be a complete recreation of the circuit, because circuits such as Spa are still very, very much not in sync in what it's like in reality. And so these kind of things, I feel, again, as I said, I feel they're just to generate a little bit more hype and to create some noise about the game. And that's the story with every game release in the life cycle, is to basically hype it up and add features that don't really need to be added, such as the F1 life and the supercars and things such as that. which no one's really going to use, but it's just a new talking point, really, and a unique selling point. And that's what I kind of feel this company focuses on, where I think what they should be focusing on is just, they don't realise that I feel sometimes those small issues, those small bugs and fundamental fixes, such as the AI being incredibly overpowered and the online stability just in general. I feel if they just fix those things, then they're going to have a much more long-term loyalty with their community and fan base. But it kind of feels like they're just focusing on getting as many sales as possible with the marketing. And if someone just buys it 1 year and doesn't buy it the next, that's fine, because then there'll just be a new person who buys it. Which, for me, someone who loves driving these games, because I just love competing on them. I've played on it for many years now, and I love it when you don't have those issues and you can really focus on the racing and improving yourself, and that's what my passion is. So there'll be a part of me that always will have a soft spot and some love for it. But on the flip side again, I don't want to be one of these people that basically just isn't giving the feedback that I feel the game deserves, because I feel there are some people who do get the early access, and I've had that in the past as well, and even then I was still very honest, that make it out to be much better than it is, and I don't think that's particularly fair. So what do you think the direction that Codemasters and EA should be going in? How can they improve their communication with their community? Because I see a lot of people are just not really welcoming this new track. If it was a completely brand new circuit that has never been featured in the game or in the game files before, then I think a lot of people would be much more welcoming to it. But since this doesn't really take any effort at all, and it's just going to generate a bit of hype, I think there's a lot of other issues that are currently going on in the game that really do need to be fixing. And people have spent a good chunk of money playing this game as well. Now, people who paid on PC or paid for the early access didn't really even get the early access, and yeah, I feel it's a lot of money for people who are spending year in, year out. So I'm just really interested to hear what your thoughts are on this latest news. Do you think Codemasters should really be focusing their areas on other things? And what other things should they be focusing on? Please comment down below, just in case they potentially see this video. Because I just feel the communication really needs to be much better. Because I think sometimes fixing the small things and the fundamental things can just really transform the overall experience. So those are really just my thoughts on it. Please let me know yours. Thank you so much for new extra rotation members, as you can see right here. Make sure you go to www.coachlimitless.com for coaching with myself on a one-to-one, and I will be catching you very soon. Peace.